Hey, how's it going? I'm Fred. I'm a physical education major at University of West Florida, and today I'm going to be discussing a short chip soccer pass. I'm going to be going over the reason for the short chip soccer pass, how to properly execute it using the 4 skill cues associated with that pass, and some common problems associated with getting students to achieve their desired result of that pass, and finally, just some ways to remedy those common problems associated with it. So we'll start off first with what is the short chip soccer pass and why is it important? Well, to begin, the short chip soccer pass is a pass that is used to gain loft on the ball. It's a wedge style pass. Contrary to any other soccer passes, most soccer passes stay low to the ground so that there's controllability of the ball and the desired outcome of getting it to your teammate is met. In this case, there could be an opponent between you and your teammate, which case you want to gain loft on the ball and send it over top of your opponent and to your teammate. So it's going to take an additional skill to get outside of the norm as far as passing along the surface of the ground and get that ball up in the air and in the direction to your target, to your desired teammate. All right, so to accomplish that, since we've talked about why it's important, we're going to go over 4 skill cues. The first skill cue, just with any other soccer pass, is making sure that you're facing your target. Your shoulders being square with your target is important. Whichever way you turn, when you make contact with the ball, it's going to be the direction that your ball travels. So it's kind of like the barrel of a gun. Whatever way it's facing is the direction of the trajectory. So first and foremost, if you want the ball to go straight to the right or to the left, you need to make sure that your shoulders are facing that appropriate direction. All right, second is going to be the proper placement of your placement foot. Your placement foot is the foot that you're not kicking with. So if you're right-footed, right-handed, then you're going to be kicking with your right foot or your so forth. So your placement foot would be the opposite. For placement purposes, it doesn't matter if you're right foot or your left foot. It's still going to be behind and slightly to the side of the ball. So in this case, I'm right-footed. I'm going to be kicking the ball with my right foot. So my placement foot is going to be to the left side as I'm viewing the ball, to the left side and slightly behind the ball. This is going to allow my step of my kicking foot to move appropriately, and it feels comfortable and provides me the balance that I need to kick the ball. So the third cue is going to be how your kicking foot makes contact with the ball. So for this demonstration, I'm going to show you on the side just so that you get to see how my foot digs in. So to be kicking, the surface of the foot that I'm going to use is going to be my instep, which is going to be between my toe and my shoelaces on the inside portion of my foot. That's going to give me the best direction and give me the backwards spin on the ball that to get the desired effect that I'm looking for. And you're going to need to make sure that you kick the ball at the lower surface. So making contact with the ball here, down here underneath the ball as a wedge versus squaring up with the ball or on the top of the ball is going to give you the lift that you're looking for. So making sure that your foot comes in, contact lower surface of the ball, and then the last cue is going to be an upward motion between your hip and your foot. As you wedge underneath the ball, you're going to lift your foot up in the air, and that's going to lift the ball and get you the loft that you're looking for. All right, so the common problems associated with this is when students try to do this, they're so used to making contact at the center or close to the center of the ball, in which case they don't get the dig in that they're looking for. So coaches, be aware of that and make sure that the students are actually digging underneath the ball when they make the attempt for the short chip pass. If not, they're not going to get the loft that they're looking for. Another problem that they have is they don't lift their foot. Their follow-through is typically straight. And if your follow-through is straight, the trajectory is going to be equal to that. It's going to parallel that and be close to the ground as well. So make sure that you get that lift in your follow-through. Those 2 last cues are the most important, so making sure that you make the proper contact with the ball with the right surface of your foot and following through to wedge that ball up in the air. So I'm going to demonstrate one. This is going to be the proper skill cues. I'm facing the target. My shoulders are square in the direction that I want to kick. My foot placement is correct on the step, and my follow through, making contact lower portion of the ball, upward motion, achieve loft with the ball. Now, if you're looking for distance, if you're looking for making sure that it's accurate, it's going to take a lot of practice. So this is something that is just routinely you're going to have to practice to get comfortable with and become good at. All right, so this is how it's going to look if you don't use the proper skill cues. You're going to still face the target. You're still going to make your proper step, but you're not going to contact the ball on the appropriate surface, and your follow through is not going to be correct, and the ball is going to remain low. That's going to be a pass, and it may be effective, but your opponent is going to intercept that ball because they're in between you and your teammate. So to get the desired effect of the loft, we need to follow the skill cues. All right. So we've discussed the purpose behind the short chip pass. We discussed what it looks like, the 4 skill cues associated with it, and some problems that you may encounter as you're attempting or your students are attempting to execute this short chip pass. And then we have some ways that we remedy that. Now, as coaches, as teachers, you look at each mechanic aspect of the student's skill cues. If they're missing skill cue 3 and 4, that's exactly where you need to pay close attention and actually express the reason behind each one of those skill cues so that the student understands that, and then they can work toward executing that properly. In turn, they will get the desired effect. So one more, just to recap. Skill cues: shoulders square in the direction that you're intending the ball to go. Your foot placement, slightly to the side and behind the ball. The kicking foot goes in, underneath, a dig in, and the follow through in an upward direction gains loft with the ball. I hope all of this has been helpful to you. I hope that you can pass this on to either fellow students or staff, and I hope that this helps you teach or execute the soccer short chip pass. I want to thank you for your time today on watching this video, and I want you to have a great day. Thank you.